Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Thundercats issue 3. Okay, so this is the third issue of Thundercats. Again, nice cover. It's pretty decent. I don't know if it's the same as issue 2 that I had or whatever, but it's cool. Shitara's redesign isn't terrible. It was pretty good. Anyway, let's crack on with the rest of the book. So, unsurprisingly enough, we start with Calica wandering around where she says that apparently she's okay to move around in the darkness. But she says our ship is barely salvageable. It's possible that with the mutant salvage. Now, I'm assuming she means the Thundercats ship. Um, but I mean, their idea that their ship is barely salvageable, they've done pretty well out of it. I mean, look at it; it's got stuff everywhere. So I don't quite know what's going on. Anyway, she's confronted by Panthro, who basically says, "I don't trust you." Okay, that's fine. Off she goes. Uh, she goes to go outside, meets Lino outside. Lino again, for some bizarre reason, let's go outside. I'll check the perimeter of the eye. Okay, and then for some reason, when he activates the eye this time round, we get like a little kind of dimensional portal that leads to this other room, and he believes he hears Jaga inside. And I've literally this is the third time I've watched this. This is something leaping at him. I've just literally just realised what this is now. I couldn't figure out what this was, and now I've actually figured out what it was. Anyway, so Jaga apparently, the ghost of Jaga again is kind of still mocking Mum-Ra and turns really weird. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, apparently the noise of Lino wakes everybody else up, and they all come rushing, and it turns out, da, 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 spoiler alert, we have Snarf, or something that looks a close approximation to Snarf. Um, but not the Snarf we know. This Snarf apparently doesn't talk. He says Snarf a lot, whereas instead of just saying Snarf at the end of his sentences. And apparently he's telepathic, and only Lion-O can hear him. Now this is another weird one. She says something like, "There's a special bond between Snarf communicating with Lion-O alone." But then again, how could you hear him? I must have been mistaken. It was all so sudden. Well, when he opens the portal and you hear a voice that says Lion-O, she says she can't hear it. So I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm not quite sure what voice she's hearing. It's very confusing. Um, anyway, it turns out this portal apparently is got all of this equipment. The Treasures Thundera stashed in it. It's almost like a dimensional time portal thing. And apparently, Snarf was put in there 2 weeks beforehand, even though the destruction of Thundera was years ago, because obviously Lion-O's grown up in the meantime while the stasis tanked in it. So left Thundera absolutely ages ago, which again makes it even weirder because I kind of know that's the point of the story that Lion-O's grown up, but that would mean all the mutants have kind of just like, let's all go to sleep for 10 years and then we'll follow the Thundercat. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. Um, then we cut to Slythe. I don't quite know what the point of the Slythe stuff is really. Um, he's looking around, getting ambushed by people. Panthro whacks Lion-O, and basically Chitara challenges him to a duel because to make sure that I don't know, for reasons. Um, I they kind of explain this thing is going on, but striking the leader's not allowed, and they say using the armor, and it basically says, but she's clever enough because she basically gets Panthro to knock the armor off and all this kind of stuff. I don't get the point in this section. Um, I I don't know if it's just purely to show, look, Chitara is more badass than Panthro because she can win. Because these Thundercats don't seem to get along an awful lot like they used to in the TV series. You know, it just seems a little bit odd that they all of a sudden just seem to be kicking the cack out of each other. It doesn't, and again, we still haven't no reference at all to the Blade of Thundera being broken, which you thought would be their priority to try and get that sorted out, but nah, let it go. Um, basically, so she apologises. she's not allowed to go in the Treasures Thundera because she's not trusted by the rest of the Thundercats originally. And of course, the first thing Lion says is, "Hey, do you want to go look at the treasures?" "Yeah, that's fine. They all said we don't trust you. But that's fine. You come along." And I mean, I know he's supposed to be somewhat naive, but this guy's a moron. He's not the greatest of smarks. And then apparently Slive is been ambushed by Monkey and Mutant Master of Third Earth, which obviously means he's one of the mutants. But we saw Monkeys on the ship in issue 1 because we saw the back, kind of like the outline back kind of hair of Monkey. So I don't know if these just like left the ship during the combat or if they were there. It's all very confusing. And again, I don't know if hopefully this will be sorted out as the series progresses. But it seems to be another weird one where like every issue we kind of introduce like another layer to storylines. So like like the main story in probably the book would be originally like Knife Thundera's broken when he's approached Knife Thundera. That's sorry, the Sword of Thundera. That's Sword of Omens. Oh God, get it right. Tries to replace the Sword of Omens because it's been broken. Okay. Then we get second issue. We get, hey, there's a potential spy in this thing. Okay. Third issue we get, hey, Snarf's showing up and there's a dimensional portal with all the way. It's such a there's like seems to be layers upon layers of like, hey, can we just get one thing told and sorted out before we go into another thing? So, but maybe they're trying to get every single story like jammed into this thing. I don't know if this is a 6 issue, a 12 issue, an ongoing or whatever. So it seems like they've got every kind of potential storyline that it probably would be 3 stories, maybe 3 arcs in a normal series. By third issue we've already got 3 kind of arcs, and then if you put Slive stuff in there, it's a 4. It's just there's so much going on in this book. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, all in all, it's not a bad book. It's just not kind of like I can't wait to see what happens next. Transformers, big game, less so the Cobra Commander and the Duke, but I mean they're still decent books. But at least I want to know, how's this going to work out? How's Duke going to be head of G.I. Joe by the time this series finishes, or by the time the proper G.I. Joe series finishes? How's Cobra Commander going to be head of Cobra, even though we've seen Destro elsewhere? Which is really cool. This one just seems to be like, what's going to happen next? Because apparently something else, like we've got the Jaga thing and all. It's crazy. There's just so much going on in this book. But yeah, it's okay. It's good. I mean, the artwork's okay. The covers I still think are better than the artwork. But all in all, it's I'd say like a 3 out of 5 maybe. If I had to give it a number, but yeah, I love to do that because then every book's either a 4 or a 5 or it's just crazy. So it's okay. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll stick with it for the first 6 issues, just like anything else, and then we'll go from there. So, all in all, that's about it I can say for this one. So, thanks for listening, and if you're at all interested, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.